Let me tell you something right now. You were not born to be average. You were not created to scrape by, to struggle, to settle for a life of mediocrity. You were designed by the Creator with purpose, with power, and with potential. But potential alone is not enough. Untapped potential is a tragedy, and the only way to tap into it is through daily discipline, renewed thinking, and relentless belief. See, most people live by default. They wake up reacting instead of responding, surviving instead of thriving. But life doesn't change by chance, it changes by choice. You've got to choose every single day to step into the version of yourself you were born to be. And that version, it's not passive, it's not afraid, it's not full of excuses. That version of you, it's powerful, it's focused, it's intentional. Now hear this. Your success is not determined by what you do occasionally. Your success is determined by what you do consistently. Your habits are either building your destiny or burying it. Every day you have a chance to build something incredible with your life, but only if you're willing to act like your future depends on it. Because it does, sure. Here are 6 keynotes from the speech. ***, you were born with purpose, not for mediocrity. ***, consistency creates transformation, not occasional effort. ***, success begins with disciplined, intentional thinking. ***, faith is the foundation of lasting achievement. ***, your standard determines your future. Raise it. ***, your breakthrough creates breakthroughs for others. ***, would you like slide titles to match these keynotes? You were born with purpose, not for mediocrity. That truth alone, if internalized, can completely transform your life. You see, too many people are walking through life acting like they were an accident, like they just happened to be here, like their existence has no deeper meaning than simply making it through the day. But the very fact that you're breathing, the fact that you made it into this world, means there's a reason for it. Purpose is not something given only to a chosen few. It is embedded in every single one of us. The question is not whether you have purpose. The question is whether you recognize it and choose to live it. Mediocrity has become normal. Society has normalized average. People wear apathy like a badge of honor. They settle for a 9-to-5 job they don't love, in a place they don't care about, surrounded by people who drain their energy, all because they've been conditioned to believe that just getting by is good enough. But just getting by is the enemy of destiny. When you settle for average, you reject the extraordinary calling placed on your life. That's not humility. That's resignation. There's nothing noble about playing small when greatness is calling. You weren't designed to live beneath your potential. The Creator of the universe did not breathe life into you so you could play it safe, follow the crowd, and never stretch beyond your comfort zone. Purpose doesn't live in safety. Purpose lives in obedience. Purpose lives in risk. Purpose lives in that uncomfortable place where growth happens. If you're not being stretched, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're not living in your full purpose. Look at how nature operates. Everything is designed to multiply, to expand, to evolve. Trees don't just grow to a certain height and stop. Seeds don't stay dormant in the soil forever. The natural order is forward movement, growth, and increase. And you, being part of that same design, were created for increase, for impact, for significance. The issue is that too many people have been taught to suppress that drive. They've been told not to dream too big, not to ask for too much, not to stand out too far. So they tone it down, shrink themselves, and stay quiet, hoping that by doing so they'll avoid failure. But what they're really doing is avoiding fulfillment. Purpose doesn't shout. It whispers. It calls you in the quiet moments. It nudges you when you see injustice and feel compelled to do something about it. It stirs your spirit when you encounter a problem and feel like you might be the one to solve it. It tugs at you when you're stuck in a life that looks fine from the outside but feels wrong on the inside. That inner restlessness isn't something to ignore. It's often purpose trying to get your attention. Living with purpose requires intention. It's not automatic. It doesn't happen just because you wake up in the morning. It happens when you decide to stop living by default and start living by design. You have to choose every day to align your thoughts, your words, and your actions with the identity of someone who was created for more. That identity isn't found in your bank account, your job title, or your social status. It's found in knowing who you are at the core, a person with value, with gifts, and with a mission that only you can fulfill. Let's get this straight. Your purpose is not optional. It's essential, and living in alignment with it isn't just good for you. It's good for the world around you. Because when you show up fully, when you operate in your purpose, you give others permission to do the same. Purpose is contagious. When people see you walking boldly in your calling, they begin to question why they're hiding from theirs. The world doesn't need more people trying to blend in. The world needs more people willing to stand out for the right reasons. It needs more people who refuse to settle, who choose to believe that they were created for a reason, and who act like that reason matters. When you understand that you were born with purpose, you begin to see your life differently. You begin to treat your time differently. You begin to show up differently. You stop asking for direction from people who have never been where you're going, and you start listening to the deeper voice inside that's been waiting for you to wake up. Consistency creates transformation, not occasional effort. Most people want change. It's about doing the right thing over and over until the results start to show. You can't go to the gym one time, lift a few weights, and expect your body to transform. You can't read one book and expect your mindset to be renewed. You can't pray once or speak affirmations for a week and think your entire reality will shift. No change is the result of what you continue to do, especially when the motivation is gone. Because motivation is temporary, but consistency is transformation. People underestimate the power of repetition. They're constantly chasing the next new thing, the next breakthrough, the next shortcut. But the ones who win in life, they master the basics. They don't get bored with discipline. They do the foundational things so well and so consistently that breakthrough becomes inevitable. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not talent, it's consistency. The challenge is that consistency isn't glamorous. It doesn't get celebrated. It's quiet. It's private. It's showing up early when no one else is around. It's making the right choice when it doesn't feel good. It's saying no to what you want now so you can say yes to what you really want later. That kind of discipline, that's what builds character. That's what builds results. And ultimately, that's what builds transformation. You have to make a decision. Do you want to feel good now, or do you want to be great later? Because real change never happens in your comfort zone. Growth doesn't care about your feelings. Growth happens when you show up tired, when you feel like quitting, and you do it anyway. That's where strength is built. That's where identity is forged, not in the easy moments, but in the repeated hard choices. And the truth is, everyone is consistent, just not always in the right direction. Some people are consistent in procrastination, in excuses, in self-sabotage. They've built a rhythm around staying stuck. So if you can be consistent in the wrong thing, you absolutely have the power to redirect that consistency into something that serves your future. You want your life to change. Audit your habits. What are you doing daily that moves you closer or further from the person you're called to be? Because your habits are either creating momentum or creating resistance. There's no neutral. Every decision, every behavior, every thought you allow to repeat is either building the life you want or reinforcing the life you want to leave behind. Start small. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Just pick one thing and do it every day. Make it non-negotiable. Build the muscle, stack the wins, and as you do, you'll start to see yourself differently. You'll build confidence, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you become in the process. The transformation you're praying for, planning for, dreaming about, that's not going to come from a single event. It's going to come from the discipline you develop day in and day out. It's going to come from consistency. Not perfect effort, not flawless execution, but showing up again and again with purpose, and that's where the real shift happens. Success begins with disciplined, intentional thinking. Everything you see in your life right now, every result, every pattern, every success or struggle, started with a thought. Your thoughts are the foundation of your decisions, and your decisions shape your destiny. So, if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your mind, not just occasionally, not just when it's convenient, but daily. Success doesn't begin in your bank account, your career, or your relationships. It begins between your ears. The mind is powerful. It's a battlefield where your future is either built or broken. Most people are not losing in life because of external circumstances. They're losing because they've allowed their minds to be ruled by fear, doubt, and limitation. They've developed thought patterns that constantly tell them what they can't do, what they aren't good enough for, and why they'll never reach their goals. That's not truth. That's programming. And if you don't take control of your thinking will take control of you. Disciplined thinking means you don't let your mind wander wherever it wants. It means you guide your thoughts like a skilled pilot, steering your focus toward what is true, productive, and aligned with your purpose. This doesn't happen by accident. It takes intentionality. It means choosing what you allow in, what you watch, what you listen to, who you surround yourself with, because all of it influences your internal world. Success-oriented thinking is not natural in a world that constantly feeds negativity. That's why you have to discipline your thoughts. You have to train your mind to see opportunity instead of opposition. You have to learn to speak life instead of death. You have to rewire the narratives you've been believing for years. That takes work. But it's the kind of work that pays the highest dividends, because once your thinking changes, everything else can follow. Too many people are trying to solve external problems without addressing internal patterns. They want new results without new thinking. But the level of success you desire cannot be sustained by the mindset that created your current situation. You've got to upgrade your thinking before you upgrade your life. That means developing the mental discipline to say, no, I'm not thinking that anymore, when old doubts creep in. That means waking up every morning and declaring who you are and what you're becoming, even if you don't feel it yet. Intentional thinking is strategic. It doesn't waste energy on distractions. It doesn't spend time meditating on what might go wrong. It focuses on vision. It focuses on purpose. It focuses on what's possible, not just what's practical. It sees setbacks as setups. It sees delay as preparation. It sees failure not as final, but as feedback. When your thinking shifts like that, your perspective changes. And once your perspective changes, your power increases. You can't afford to think casually if you want to live intentionally. Casual thinking leads to a casual life, and casual lives don't produce extraordinary results. If you want success, you need to treat your mind like your most valuable asset. That means guarding it, feeding it, and sharpening it every single day. Renewing your mind is not a one-time event. It's a daily discipline. It's waking up and choosing your thoughts the way a warrior chooses his weapons. Because in this world, the real battle isn't outside, it's internal. It's won or lost in the space between your ears, and if you win there, the external results will catch up, always. Faith is the foundation of lasting achievement. Without faith, you'll build temporary success that crumbles under pressure. With faith, you build something eternal, something a calling. Faith that the work you're doing, the risks you're taking, the sacrifices you're making, they matter. Because when you move in faith, you're not just operating from your own strength. You're aligning with something greater. And that alignment creates clarity, power, and direction. People often wait for proof before they move. They want the conditions to be right, the money to be in the bank, the timing to be perfect. But faith doesn't wait for proof. Faith is the proof. When you move in faith, your action becomes evidence of your belief. And that belief creates momentum. It pulls opportunities to you. It opens doors. It attracts favor. Not because you forced it, but because you believed before you saw. Faith doesn't eliminate fear, but it overrules it. It says, I feel the fear, but I move anyway. It acknowledges the unknown, but refuses to be paralyzed by it. Faith is what gives you the courage to start the business when you don't have all the answers. It's what keeps you speaking life when your reality looks nothing like your dream. It's what helps you stay grounded when everything around you is shaking. Without faith, it's easy to get discouraged, to give up halfway, to settle. But with faith, you become unshakable. Lasting achievement requires something deeper than strategy and skill. It requires conviction. You can have all the tools, all the talent, all the tactics, but if you don't believe if you don't have that unshakable inner confidence, you'll quit the moment adversity shows up. Faith is the fuel that keeps you moving when logic says stop. It's the foundation you build on when everything else seems unstable. Some people treat faith like a backup plan. They lean on it only when nothing else works. But real faith is not a fallback. It's the starting point. It's the lens through which you see everything else. It's what allows you to plant seeds even when the soil looks dry. It's what allows you to speak about the vision as if it's already done, because in your spirit, it is done. You're just walking it out in the natural, and let's be clear, faith is not passive. It doesn't sit back and hope something happens. Faith works. Faith takes action. Faith moves with expectation. It says, I'm going to prepare like the answer is already on the way. Faith is preparation. Faith is persistence. Faith is the discipline of believing beyond the facts. In a world driven by what's visible, measurable, and proven, faith makes you different. It sets you apart. It makes you unpredictable, in the best way. Because when others are confined by what they see, you're being guided by what you deep in your spirit. And that kind of knowing, that's what creates movements. That's what builds legacies. That's what sustains success. Not just for a season, but for a lifetime. Your standard determines your future. Raise it. The level of life you experience is directly tied to the level of standards you set for yourself. Standards are not goals. Goals are what you want. Standards are what you accept. And the truth is, most people don't get what they want. They get what they're willing to tolerate. If your standard is comfort, don't be surprised when you stay stuck. If your standard is mediocrity, don't be shocked when your results reflect it. The moment you raise your standard is the moment everything in your life starts to shift. You will never rise above the level of standards you consistently enforce. Not just the standards you talk about, but the ones you live asterisk. If you say you want to be excellent but you show up late, give half effort, and let excuses slide, you've revealed your true standard, and the universe responds not to your desires, but to your decisions. You don't get in life what you hope for. You get what you demand of yourself. Raising your standard isn't about being harsh, it's about being honest. It's looking at every area of your life, your mindset, your health, your relationships, your finances. When you set a new standard, you create a new identity. It's not just about doing more, it's about becoming someone different, someone who no longer needs to be pushed, someone who doesn't wait for permission to act, someone who operates with integrity even when no one's watching. That kind of person doesn't chase results, they attract them, because success becomes the natural byproduct of who they are. But here's the challenge: raising your standard requires sacrifice. It means letting go of convenience. It means outgrowing people who are comfortable staying stuck. It means saying no to what used to be good enough and demanding more, not just from others, but from yourself. That's uncomfortable. That's inconvenient. But it's necessary if you want a life that reflects purpose and power. Most people wait for a crisis before they raise their standard. They wait until the pain becomes unbearable. But champions don't wait for pain. They move from vision. They raise the bar because they see the future they're building, and they refuse to let present comfort rob them of that future. They understand that the cost of staying the same is far greater than the discomfort of growth. You need to raise your standard on your words, what you speak over yourself, how you talk about your future. Raise your standard on your thoughts, what you allow to dominate your mind. Raise your standard on your habits, how you treat your time, your body, your resources. Every time you raise your standard in one area, the rest of your life starts to rise with it. Because excellence leaks. When you become excellent in one thing, it spills over into everything else. Don't wait for your environment to change. Don't wait for someone to push you. Decide today, this is the new level, this is the new minimum, this is the new me. And when that decision becomes non-negotiable, the future that once seemed far off suddenly starts getting closer fast. Your breakthrough creates breakthroughs for others. The moment you step into your purpose, you open the door for someone else to do the same. Your progress isn't just personal. It's generational, it's communal, it's catalytic. There's someone watching your life right now, silently hoping that you'll win, because if you do, it proves that they can too. Your obedience, your discipline, your transformation. It's not just about you. It's about the people connected to your assignment. You have no idea who's waiting on your yes. You think you're just trying to get your finances right, build your business, heal from your past. But what you're really doing is breaking cycles. You're interrupting patterns that have held people captive for generations. When you break through fear, you model courage. When you break through scarcity, you show what abundance looks like. When you break through insecurity, you teach confidence by example. Your life becomes a roadmap for someone else's freedom. Breakthroughs don't happen in isolation, they ripple. When you level up, you change the conversations in your home, you raise the expectations in your community. You shift the standard for what's possible. People begin to dream bigger, believe more boldly, take action more consistently, not because someone told them to, but because they saw you do it. You gave them permission by living out what they didn't even think was possible. This is why playing small is not humility, it's selfishness. Shrinking yourself helps no one. Hiding your gift doesn't protect people, it deprives them. Every time you choose fear over faith, doubt over discipline, settling over striving, you delay not just your destiny, but someone else's. Because your breakthrough breakthrough is not just a victory. It's a signal. It tells the world, if it happened for me, it can happen for you. You have a responsibility to walk in breakthrough. Not because you're perfect, not because you've got it all figured out, but because your progress creates possibility, and possibility is what fuels purpose. Someone needs to see that you kept going after failure. Someone needs to hear how you stayed faithful in the dark. Someone needs your story, not the polished version, but the real, raw, honest testimony of how you broke through when everything said you shouldn't have. When you break through, you also become the standard. Others begin to measure what's normal by what you've normalized. And if you normalize excellence, integrity, consistency, and faith, then those around you start rising to meet it. That's leadership, not titles or authority, but influence through example. Your victory has value beyond you. Your transformation isn't private, it's purpose-driven. And the world is desperate for people who live like their lives matter, who understand that their choices impact more than just themselves. Because when you rise, you lift others. When you win, you give people a reason to hope. When you break through, you become proof. And sometimes, proof is all someone else needs to believe it's possible for them too.